Hi there, welcome into another Jaltest demonstration software for the off-highway license industry. As you can see, Jaltest goes further, not just on the off-highway and construction for heavy equipment. We also do anything in between half-ton pickups, light and medium-duty vehicles to heavy-duty trucks. In the commercial vehicle license, we have the most built-in information license with technical resources and advanced dealer-level functionalities for all of 236 brands in matter. As you can see, we've got the agricultural license cover for tractors and harvesting equipment. We've got the material handling equipment such as forklifts, scissor lift, boom lifts. We've got telehandlers, and last but not least, we have the marine vessels for inboard, outboard, jet ski, and stationary engines. For the sake of the video, we're gonna take a look into the Jaltest off-highway for heavy equipment. These models will include heavy construction equipment such as wheel loaders, dozers, we've got crawl wheel excavators, we've got articulated haulers, and on-highway road cranes. We've got compact equipment such as mini skid steers, compact track loaders, mini excavators, and backhoe loaders. For the stationary engines such as power plant generators, we've got air compressors, and even street lamps. And we have the model for the multi-purpose vehicles, more common on the European market, such as swipers and that utility vehicles side of things. Okay, so in this tutorial, we're gonna take a look at the stationary engines. As you can see, I have my favorite screens right here. I have Caterpillar, Cummins, Detroit, Kubota, Isuzu, Mitsubishi, John Deere, more common MTU, Volvo Penta, Kohler, and Deutz Engine. As you can see on the far left menu, we have a total of 27 brands in which we have coverage for these diesel stationary engines, and we can dive through all of the different brands we have coverage on, right? We have a decent coverage on Deutz. For the sake of the video, I'm gonna take a look at the TCD 3.6 Tier 4 stage for emission standards for the Deutz models. And we have system selections. As you can see, the engine ECMs or controllers. We can run even system scans if we're not sure what body computer or what ECM version are we working on. So we must plug into the machine and we're gonna be able to run a full system scan. Some of the special shortcuts and functions, when we already know what action are we performing into this Tier 4 engine. Let's say we want to force a region. I can just manually input and try to search the diesel particular filter function so I can go and perform that force region my system is requiring. Maintenance resets, a little shortcuts right from here as well. We can do resets on intervals of oil change, and also the manual diagnostics, in which we're gonna access to technical communication release and PDFs, in which we can manually search on the library of generic and proprietary codes of the brand. So going back towards the system selection, I can see we have this engine with a EMR4 EDC17 CV52 controller on the engine. I'll connect to it and I'll take a look at some specific connection instructions. I can see we're needing the JDC213 OBD2 plus the JDC504. This is the Deutz diagnostic port connector that will let us have the ability to hook up into this sort of engines, right? So starting with the basics, we've got fault code readings. We don't handle generic fault codes. As you can see, Jaltest handles proprietary codes directly from the manufacturer. I can see the 1077, it's an AdBlue metering bulb short circuit to the positive. And if I'm not sure, what this issue is about, I can come right here, click the freeze frame data. I can see the priority on the system, last date and hour of occurrence. I can see my warning lamp on the instrument panel is showing active, and it's on the system. This can help us identify any permanent status or temporary status fault codes. I can even click on my help and components of the fault. I can have possible causes, possible effects on my system, and I can see components that are related to the fault. As I can see, the CY9 is the matter involved on the matter for this fault code. I can even get a troubleshooting guide. Not all proprietary codes have troubleshooting guides, but in most of the cases we can find additional information right for these troubleshooting guides, in which I will have a disclosed step-by-step procedure like a service manual repair, so I can be able to identify this sort of troubleshootings, right? I'm not gonna dive into much into this in depth, but I would like to go to the fault code clearance. If we have any temporary status code or any code that was registered on a prior date of my faults, everything will be saved on my ECU memory, and I will be able to clear out those codes from this screen, right? We've got system data. This is ECU data stored by the manufacturer. Important information and relevant information such as serial hardware and software versions could be found into this section. We can see ECU part numbers, the bus scan speed, and technical information related to the ECM. Measurements, we've got live measurements. We can even run manual selection. I can see this engine has a total of 101 sensors included on this ECM that are connected to the controller. I can even filter out pressure or temperature sensors that are identified on my tests that I'm running. If I want to check the boost air temperature, or let's say the EGR temperature, I want to take a look at the inlet temperature on the DOC and SER, I can just click right here on this little gauge, and I'll be able to do live measurements and monitoring in real time. I can even run these tests on the road. I can test and save some important and additional information on my diagnostic report that it's been automatically generated. I can even have a graph of what we're measuring and where we're trying to see, and we can identify specific moment in a time lapse in which possible wrong measurement or a fault it's being generated. I'll be getting system alerts as well, and we can even set triggers, right, to be able to have those alerts when we are having a repeated fault code, right? I can also have system displays to be able to help me identify components, and in a specific system, if we're willing to check fuel system on this engine configuration, or if we're trying to see the after treatment system, or even a DEF model, I'll be able to check. For the sake of the videos, I'm gonna take a look at the fuel system for this 3.6 in 4-line SCRT classification, and I have injected fuel amount cycle, I have duty cycles for each of the pressure valves, and I can see pressure, temperatures, and RPM on my fuel system, right? I also have my after treatment system or anti-pollution system. I got the DOC, differential pressure sensors, temperature in the inlet and outlet of the DPF. I also have the SCR catalytic converter, and I have my ammonia converter. I can see the NOx sensors as well on my screen. So this is a little bit more on the system displays. I can run a component actuation on the SCR system, on the warning lamps and intake air heater. I can also actuate the supply pump valve. We have decent coverage on the system checks. We can check on this engine the after treatment system, the DEF systems, the pressure test. We can run model cleaning on the particular filter heating mode 1 or 2, and the line test, and these are particular filters. On the actuator side, I can run EGR system test, intake throttle bulbs, and opening control on the EGR, run compression test and cylinder cutouts. We can even set parameters, injector coatings, modifications on the throttle position valve, idle speed, limp home RPM, and engine operation hours are models in which I can set my personal parameters. On the maintenance side, we've got after treatment system, we can force regions, we can even run thermal conditioning and desulfurization procedure for the SCR catalytic converter. We can reset soot content on the particular filter, and we can do an inducement counter reset, right? Once we have performed many attempts to run on a limp mode, we should reset this request and deactivate the inducement mode, right? If we are replacing any component on the after treatment system, such as the particular filter replacement or the DOC, which run the resets, EGR, the PRV valve, if it's a manual or automatic process, we can run it from here. We can even reset the ZFL correction values of the injectors, right? Service on the memory 2, this is the EEPROM, secondary memory, and we can run calibrations on the throttle position valve, right? More on the technical side, we have our resource library also for the 3.6 in 4 line. I can access to technical information such as components. I can see diagrams, pinouts on the main controller. I can check some of the components that are like pressure sensors. Let's say I want to take a look at the schematics and electrical wiring diagrams. I will be able to identify where the pressure sensor CV32 is pinned out to the main management control unit. I can see we have it highlighted here, and I can see it pin out to the 53 and goes as a retention to the 1 on this coolant temperature sensor. I can even check power supply lines, positive, negative, and all the returns we have on the system, right? We've got troubleshooting by symptoms guide. These are specified and standard troubleshooting tests by the manufacturer. If I'm having, let's say, low engine compression, or are we having a malfunctioning of the EGR valve, or basically my engine is expelling black smoke, I am basically picking up this troubleshooting guide in which my team of mechanics or any independent tech might be able to access to all these troubleshooting guides step by step. As you can see, we have 12 steps, so we can identify and fix any particular issue. We've got releases and procedures as well, in which we've got important technical data, such as general indications about the DEF on this engine and the after treatment systems for interim tier 4 and final tier 4 emission standards, right? So this is a little bit what we got on the engine coverage for this 3.6 Deutz TCD engine. And last, I would like to show the automatic report Jaltest has generated to us. All the data we have collected and all the tests we have run will be visualized into this diagnostic report. We can even save them and export it as a PDF and save it on our local files. This is a little bit on what we have for Deutz Engine. Please, if you're wondering any other model or any other brand you would like to see coverage on, please let me know. If not, pues, Oscar sends you a good and warm message so we can reconnect soon and have you on a demo session. You take care, bye bye, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.